my loves, Sister Boyd here with LA Curly Girls, and I'm coming to you with another installment of Love Our Beautiful Curls. And today I want to talk about being a lazy naturalista. We cannot be lazy. I know some of you are like, well, I'm busy and I don't have time to do all this research. I just need somebody to tell me what to do. And trust me, I can understand that. My life is busy too, you know, with work, my son, extracurricular activities, LA Curly Girls. I understand life is busy. And so some of you are like, well, I don't have time to watch a video. I don't have time to do all this research. I just need you to tell me what to do. And while I can respect that, what I do want you guys to understand is that your curls are your curls. And if you expect somebody else to be able to manage your curls, then you may want to go with a natural hairstylist. And even then, you still need to take the time to learn about your curls. It would be greatly advantageous to you to do the research. And again, I understand that you say you don't have a lot of time. My problem with you feeling like somebody else should do the work besides you is then you put the onus on somebody else, and if they get it wrong, then you can't blame them for them getting it wrong because it's not their hair. And I know you're going to say, well, if I go to a stylist and I'm paying her, right, you're paying her for only so much, but your hair is with you 24/7, and so the least you can do is get to know it. So even if you don't have time to sit and watch YouTube videos for hours upon hours and to do Google searches and things like that, you should be able to speak to what your hair feels like, what your hair needs, what your hair is going through. You should be able to see and identify changes that your hair is experiencing. The lazy part of not knowing your hair is not going to fly. If you say, okay, my hair is doing this, this, and this, and I don't know what to do, what can I use on it, then if you're seeing a stylist, then yeah, she should be able to say, okay, well, let's try this, this, and this. She may not be able to give you a definite, exact, perfect answer that works the very first time. What you may get is you may have to experiment with some things. Now, if you were doing this on your own and you're using a stylist and you're trying to be lazy, that really isn't going to fly, because you honestly need to take the time out, because one, you need to learn about products. Because if you've gone on any boards, especially like if you're in LA Curly Girls, the closed Facebook group, you go in there and you ask a question, you got to remember that you're asking a group of women who don't have the same hair. Their bodies aren't doing the same things. And their hair, their bodies may be doing something completely different than what you're going through. So you have to be knowledgeable about what's going on with your hair, your body, your environment, where you're taking your hair, how you're treating your hair, what do you want from your hair. So all of that is really very personal and intimate. And so I can say, well, basic, a moisturizer. I like moisturizer A, B, and C. But A, B, and C may not work for you because you have these other things. Your porosity may be different. You may be on medication. Your environment and climate may be different than mine. Your cleansing regimen may be different than mine. So then just because I throw out these moisturizers, they may not provide you what you need. So again, while I can respect busy, not having time, what I need you to do is to make time for yourself and to learn about your curls. Okay? Now I think it was the very first out of this series, we talked about knowing and learning our own curls. And so this is just the flip side of being lazy. Okay? And I know some people, they don't like to be called lazy, but, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but when you don't want to take the time out and you want somebody else to spoon feed you and give you this information, it might be a little lazy. And again, I can understand and respect busy, but at the same time, I need you to take ownership of your own curls. Okay? So how can you? I guess that's the next thing. And I guess that would be fair. How can you learn? Okay? Instead of asking for someone to give you product recommendations, how about this? You say what's going on in your hair, and whatever information that you give us is what we're going to go off of. So again, you may want to consider when you're asking about product recommendations, all of your hair dynamics, porosity, density, texture, your environment, your climate, your washing procedure, medication, how your body is processing and holding on to moisture. Mind you, I did not say hair, I said your body. So you may want to give that information before you ask for a recommendation. And if you do ask for a recommendation, consider who is giving it to you, where they're located, and then how is it different than where you are. And it may work and it may not work. Okay? So if it doesn't work, then what I don't want you to do is, I don't want you to blame that product and I don't want you to blame that person. It just may not work for your particular circumstances. Okay? It doesn't mean that the product is bad. It doesn't mean that the person is wrong for giving you that recommendation. Okay? Now, after they give you the recommendation and you try it, it doesn't do what you need it to do. It doesn't work with what you have going on. You can do one of two things. You cannot use it again, or you can try switching some things up. And again, that is going to be some effort on your part. Okay? If you're working with a stylist, then what I would suggest is that you be very succinct and determined in how you collect your information to come back and relay it to the stylist. Okay, so maybe jotting notes, and jotting notes is good even if you're working by yourself. So jot some notes down, take your notebook or your notes or whatever to the stylist and review those with the stylist, so then maybe she can make a more educated recommendation and decision about your regimen and hair. Now, I want you to sit with this, think about it. If there's anything that you have a problem with, especially if you have a problem with me calling lazy, we can talk about it, okay? Leave your comments below in the description box. If you are looking at this in the Facebook group or on the LA Curly Girls Facebook page or on Instagram or whatever, definitely leave a comment, ask your questions, let's chat about it, okay? And then make sure that you're following us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and here on YouTube, okay? So, if you got anything from this video, like it, share it, and comment. All right, my loves, I hope this has been helpful. Stay beautifully curly, and I will be back.